If I could ask everyone to stand for our opening prayer and then remain standing for the singing of our national anthem. Let us pray. Dear Father, our God, we just come before you tonight and thank you for our community, for those whose work and labor went into the design and the construction of this facility. Lord God, I just thank you for the men and women that will work here and that will serve our community out of these walls, that will sacrifice their time in training and in response to our community's emergencies out of these halls. And Lord, I just thank you for this opportunity tonight to just take a moment and celebrate the opening of this fire station, and thank you for the many men and women who have laid the foundation for this work. Bless our time. It's in your Son Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Jay Bonson will now sing our national anthem. You may be seated. My name is Mac Purdy, and I have the privilege of being Williamson County's Emergency Management Director, and also have the great privilege of starting my emergency services career as a volunteer not too far from here on the Williamson County Rescue Squad. And I want to thank all our special guests, those that are behind me, Chief Bowman, Mayor Anderson, the Sheriff, Bill Jorgensen. Thank you, Commissioners, for being here. Thomas Miller Partners, other special guests. Especially want to thank the neighbors that showed up that are near this facility, and mostly the volunteers that are here tonight. If you are a former or current Rescue Squad Chief Officer, will you stand up for me? I know we have a number here. There are two in the back of the room, one here. I think there are three. I bring that up to say what's happening here tonight is just another stone laid on a really great foundation of volunteerism and of service to our community. And it excites me to be able to just welcome you all to this program. And it's with great honor that I introduce my boss, the Mayor, Rogers Anderson.
Well, thank you very much. In view of some of the things that have happened across our state today, I want to take another just 10 seconds and what's happened in Chattanooga today with the school bus and the loss of several children's lives. I think we've had two today.
Had two separate bus wrecks.
Two separate bus wrecks. We've had a couple of last week, and I know there's plenty of paid and volunteers out there, so if you would just give me 10 seconds and be with those families. Thank you. So if you're a veteran, I always like to start things. If you're a veteran and here, would you stand? We owe you thanks. That time of year. 1, 2, 3. Never say thank you to those men and women that have served. Up on the big board, you will see several of the county commissioners that pushed the button for this project. And we're fortunate enough to have three of them sitting in the front row unless one came in the back. Let me get you to stand. Betsy, Mr. Jones, and Judy Hayes. And here's one coming in the door. And Dana just came in the door. These are the men and women that pushed the button for our public safety projects, our fire stations that we have throughout Williamson County. I want to say thanks to Bill Jorgensen and Mac and so many of the men and women that back in about 2009, right before the floods that we had came along, we were having monthly meetings, went on for some 18 months, remember those days, and trying to determine how public safety ought to be delivered in Williamson County. Out of that unfortunate situation that occurred with the flood in our area, in the Middle Tennessee area, a real team building became apparent at that time. Out of those 45 different disciplines and agencies from the state and TEMA and local, city, county, sheriff, cities, it just didn't matter. We knew we could do better than that. We knew that we could be better prepared. And out of that came the first bricks and mortar example of that was the public safety building that's off from Beasley. And out of that also came at the same time that we needed to do more funding for our rescue squad and our citizens in the area. We were able to temporarily find a location on Downs Boulevard that we moved the fire station from 5 Points into for a while until this one could be built and erected. And to the neighbors and to Drew Luna, who sold us the land, thank you for having the vision and thank you for letting us come into your community to better serve these principles. And to the citizens all around this area, Thompson Station, I'm not sure how far that line goes out. One of these guys could tell you. It's a safer community tonight. It's a better place to live. It's a better place to work, and these units will go right into the Thompson Station, because many of you know Thompson Station doesn't have a fire department. So the volunteers here are serving. And to those men and women standing up in the back that have to man this station, good luck, Godspeed, and thank you for bearing with us as we built this location. There'll be more of these to come, we hope. Throughout our county. We're making renovations and remodeling projects all throughout our county on all of our, to the stations that need them. And of course, all of these cost money, but it's your taxpayers' money that's being spent on these things. And these pretty shiny trucks, they don't come cheap, I can promise you that. So I hope you will have the opportunity to walk around the facility, and for the children, climb on the trucks. Maybe a good time to get a picture. Be a good Christmas picture. Am I introducing the sheriff?
Yes, sir.
You want me to go ahead and introduce him? You never want to make the sheriff mad, do you? So a guy that's been side beside me the whole journey, a man that I have a great deal of respect for in our community and our county, and that's nobody, I just don't think they come any better than him. Smarter, tactfully, and he drives so much of this into public safety along with Bill and Mac. Sheriff Jeff Long. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you very much. As the mayor said, you know, our purpose is to increase public safety in our community. Try to make your homes and your life a little bit better. Try to make you safer in our community. And many of you may not know, in this facility, there's also a sheriff's office. So we will be able to spread our deputies who will regularly be here in this facility, be able to stop by, do reports, and check on the neighborhood and check on the firefighters here. And for that, we appreciate it very much, having that opportunity to do it. You know, Drew, Lena, and I were talking about it just a few minutes ago. It doesn't get any better than Williamson County. This shows Williamson County is the forefront. Due to the mayor's foresight and the commission's approval of getting things like this approved, Williamson County is leading the state of Tennessee in public safety and the creation of facilities like this and making our quality of life better every day for what we do. Chief Hood out of Spring Hill and I were talking about just a few minutes ago, back in many years ago in the early 70s, I moved to Franklin, Tennessee in 1974, and I was an arson investigator with the state of Tennessee. I got to going out with the different fire departments and the rescue squad and everybody, so they finally taught me just into being a volunteer because I was going out on the call. I might as well be there to help fight the fire as well as investigate it later on. And his dad was one of the firefighters in the city of Franklin when I joined as a volunteer. How things have changed. How things have changed. We provided our own equipment. We bought our own boots. We bought our own fire coats, what we had. You had a helmet. You was lucky to have one, and to have the opportunities that our firefighters now have and deserve is a testament for our community. Commissioners, thank you for taking the funding of this and being able to provide the proper amenities that our people need. Drew, thank you for the land. It's needed in this community. It makes all of this community safer. I live about 2 mile or 3 mile from here, so I appreciate it. I hope it helps my ISO on my insurance go down, as many of you do in your own community too. So again, Mac, Mayor, Chief, everybody that's involved in this, commissioners, congratulations on a job well done on building this fabulous facility. Thank you. It's my opportunity to introduce Chief Bowman, who's Chief of the Williamson County Rescue Squad. Chief.
I'm just going to start out and say if they could see us now. From a barn-type building that started out on Straw Street to the purchase and working off the building at 5 Points where we stayed for many years to this facility here now. It's only going to get better. That is one of the main goals from the Public Safety Committee that met all them is to get everybody working towards the same goals across the county. We at the squad feel particularly honored to be part of that. We have been protecting the majority of y'all for 50 years now. So I believe that we can take this here and go on and do better for the community out here. Just one correction there, Mayor. We do have a station in Thompson Station, so we but thanks to the commissioners, thanks to Director Jorgensen, Mayor Anderson, and all the people that put in time to get this here built. Butch Donovan, I seen him in there. He was the foreman over this, which sort of helped because he was a squad member at one time. There's a lot of people that have been members of the Williamson County Rescue Squad that one had become chiefs some other place, moved on in their life to be directors or over something somewhere. I think it was the elders, as I'm going to call them. They was real good about building character, and I hope that I am able to portray them. And let's move this thing forward. Like I say, we're just tickled to death to be part of this, and we're tickled at what y'all are spending. I mean, it's just unreal. I know how much a fire truck costs, and to see 3 of them sitting here at one time, that's going all throughout the county. That's a pretty big cha-ching there, as they say. I'm going to tell one more story on Rogers here. That I was trying to get a engine for the Thompson station at that time, and he was the man that was behind us getting the ladder truck out in the Grassland community. So thank you for that, Mayor. That was 2006, I do believe. But anyway, and I'm going to end on, I didn't know that Mr. Bonson had a set of pipes on him like that. I was amazed. But at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Director Jorgensen and let him finish this up. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mayor. And thank you, Sheriff. I didn't know Jay had a set of pipes either, so that actually gave me goosebumps when we were singing. That was great that everybody just got in with Jay. So I have to tell you about a recent trip. Went to Haiti just a few weeks ago, and I asked an interpreter that was with us, what are the emergency services like in Jacmel? And he just laughed. So I just want to say that it's a blessing to be here today, and I'm humbled, extremely humbled to be standing here today, opening up this new facility, looking at these new engines here. We are extremely blessed here in the United States in Williamson County. I want to spend just a minute and talk about vision. I think this station represents a community, and I'm the only one that brought cards up here, everybody else. And I see this station plugging into this community. This community, and I don't know if there's really, and some of the neighbors would have to tell me they're out here, if you refer to this area as Goose Creek. But the community is very important to all of our stations in Williamson County, and we've got Goose Creek right on the side of the apparatus there. And that's part of the community. That's the truck that represents this community. That's the truck that's going to be responding to emergencies in this community. That's the truck you're going to see on the road. Engine 24 is very important to this community. I think the fire service here, EMS, and the sheriff's office are going to be more plugged in to events in this community, in these subdivisions, in these areas. I know they're working on an emblem for this station right now, and it's going to be blue and gold, because we need to be plugged into the Indy Nation and Independence High School. That's where our next responders come from, and we need volunteers for the fire service, and that's probably where a lot of them are going to come from, is from that Indy Nation that's right down the street here. That's very important and part of this community. I know living right next door here, and I don't know if, I can't remember their last name right now, but we've got Master Gardeners. Are y'all here? Right here. There you are. We got Master Gardeners living right next door, and they can get plugged in here. I think you nominated your wife to bring over meals on a regular basis or something like that. So, and is that correct? And prune the bushes on your way back. So that's part of being in the community. The volunteers. I also think the community will get plugged in here even further with volunteerism. You know, I'm told weekly that volunteerism is down in the fire service, but that's not the way it's going to be in Williamson County. We're going to beat those odds, and we're going to have more volunteers in Williamson County, and it's going to be a challenge, and we're preparing the fire system for that now. This is part of my vision, and I hope it becomes part of yours. And I do want to thank the emergency responders, volunteer and paid. All of you, thank you. And they're lined up all around the back here in uniform and representing multiple stations and departments here. Thank all of you for everything you do every day. It's very much appreciated. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jay. And instead of doing a ribbon cutting, and we're not using a pair of scissors, we're going to do, and I've never seen this before, this is a first, we're going to do a hose uncoupling. So I checked it before we got going here to make sure the coupling was loose so we didn't have to get out wrenches to get it loose. And there's no water in the hose either, so everybody can stay seated. And invite Jay up, also Mayor, Sheriff, Chief Bowman, and the volunteers of Station 24. If you could come up front, please. And Mac. I'm sorry, Mac. That was easy. All right, it's official. The station's open. Just a couple notes real quick is you're welcome to walk around the facility at your leisure. We don't have bedroom furniture in yet, but it should be here any day, and there'll be volunteers that actually live in this station. There's 4 bedrooms set aside for those volunteers. So at this point, you are dismissed. You can get, we've got some cake over here where Faith is heading and some punch, and you can leisurely walk around the facility. Thank you all for coming.
This area is our office area where we've got we have 3 different offices. My office is here, the county fire coordinator, and then the station captain's office is here. And in this office is where we have our lieutenant and captain over training officers, where they store their training material and things. We've got a nice workroom area. Everybody's computers will be able to print to the copier here, so we're not necessarily cluttered up in the office, and we can kind of get out and still mingle with everybody. Down this hall goes into our living area. Hey, how you doing? Good, how are you? All right. Physical fitness is important to the firefighter's life, so we've included a workout room for them to do their workouts and keep physically fit. Several of our weightlifting apparatus and exercise bikes, things like that. We don't have the cable TV yet, so we're still waiting for that to be installed, but we'll eventually have a TV in the corner, and then we've got a monitor that we hang in the other corner where we'll have our I am responding or our station monitoring for staffing. Then down the hallway here, this is just an example of one of our residence rooms. So we'll have a firefighter who actually lives here at the fire station, and this will be the room that they live, one of the rooms that they live in. We have 4 slotted for them. The furniture is due to be here in the next couple of weeks. We'll have a bed and a desk, a wardrobe, and a chest of drawers. Then they'll have a TV and phone and stuff like that in here as well. But we trade off with them. We require them to respond have 70 hours of work a week for us in trade for providing them with a place to live. So this hallway wraps all the way around. We have a second resident who lives here. Just the electrical room here, but the station is designed to be able to be expanded so we can go straight out this door, and we've got more land that direction. So if we ever need to build onto the building, we can actually go that way with it and just continue this hallway straight down. So this hallway connects over where we have our supply room, where we keep all of our spare turnout gear and training materials and things like that, uniforms. And then it links over to the secondary hallway on this side of the station that does the same as the first. Again, we have 2 resident rooms here. This is resident 3 and 4. And then down here, we have 2 what we call bunk rooms for the volunteers. And they can stay in this room. It's a much smaller room, but in here we'll have 2 beds and an end table that separate the 2 beds. So this room can sleep 2 volunteers at any night whenever they want to. If there's foul weather, some snowstorm or ice storm, something like that comes through, maybe even a tornado, when we need additional staff, then this would be a place where they can go. Also, we found that a lot of the volunteers like to spend the night at the fire station with the residents. So occasionally a volunteer may just decide instead of going home, he'll stay here the night. So this provides them a place to stay as well. So we have this room, and we've got a second one over here, so we can sleep actually 4 additional people as well. And then we've got men's shower and women's shower with the non-slip surface. So it's a very nice, easy to clean. The type of floors that we've put down are an epoxy floor, so we can literally come in with a hose and just hose the place down, and with drains in the floors. So it was designed in order to be able to clean very easily. The matching restroom on the other side is for the women. Again, this matches over to the physical fitness room or the gymnasium. A second design of the gymnasium is this is what we call a safe room. So inside this room, this is completely encased in concrete. The roof just above the drop ceiling here is concrete. So in the event of a tornado, earthquake, anything like that, this is where the entire crew reports. They go immediately to the gymnasium so they can stay safe, and they're available to do response after that. So here we come back out into the main hallway at the front of the facility, and in this room here's our training facility, our training room. In here we have a training room where we've got the screen that we can pull down with the projector, and the instructor can instruct from the back corner. We'll also have a large screen TV against that wall, so we can also teach that direction if we need to, if that's warranted, where they need to play a DVD or something like that. But we can train as many as 30 people in this room. We're currently doing our first recruit class for this building. It's 2016-2. That class is about midway through that class now. We expect them to graduate December the 15th, and we'll have our first graduation here at this station. Our plan for this station is for it to become our primary training station, so that the majority of our training curriculum is done at this location. Outside the training room, and where you come in from the front, as you enter the building, we have a small vestibule for the public. That room is always open, so people can come inside, get out of the weather. There'll be a phone on that wall, so as they pick it up, they can contact the dispatch center and let us know that somebody's in need of help. So if in case we're not here, or if we have people that are back asleep in the back, then they're still secure, they're safe from anybody trying to get into them, but we can go in and get them in a controlled environment. This area is what we refer to as the radio room, where we'll do a lot of our reporting. We also have we receive calls, and where we talk to dispatch, you see the radios hanging there. This is our I Am Responding staffing, an example of what we'll have in a lot of our TVs that show us our staffing availability. And this is the sheriff's office, a little substation for the sheriff's units that are in the area where they can come and do reports. If they have an arrest that they need to make a stop for a particular location to kind of balance out, then this is a good place for that to take place. But it's keyed only to them, so they can only make access to this particular room and gain access at any point. Then as we go around to the other side of the building, we have our day room. So this is where the majority of the time the firefighters would be spending out here, again immediately adjacent to the entry. Along the wall there's where we'll have a large TV for them to watch TV, again once we have cable out here. We've got large tabletops for them to eat dinners or whatever, and just a place for team building and family type atmosphere, trying to come together as a team. So in here is our kitchen, where we have our stainless steel kitchen. It's very easy to clean. We can maintain, easy to maintain. It's all built to code, so we have a good place for us to provide meals for each other and go. We've got lockers, individual lockers for those 4 live-ins or residents will be here. They can keep their own food locked up and keep it secured. And out back is a neat place that I like. Beautiful little area back here for our firefighters in the when the weather's right. Be out here on what I call the veranda. We've got a natural gas or gas line gas grill out back for them to grill. We'll mount some ceiling fans out here to help stir the air up a little bit, but they'll probably spend a lot of time out here, I would think. It's just a beautiful area. It's nice and quiet in the community. Really great place to spend some time, especially in team building. And then the furthest bay is detached. It's not connected, but it's connected with the breezeway here. This is the EMS bay, what we refer to as the EMS bay, where we'll have standby ambulance in case in the event of an ice storm or snowstorm, something like that, where they need to be activated for an extra unit, then those 2 bunk rooms we were talking about earlier will actually convert to live-in areas for the ambulance people. And they'll have a bay inside here where they can keep their ambulance and respond out. We also have it placed in this area where they can store their extra equipment that they have as well.